In this sea of ever-flowing content that is now the world we live in, people want to see the real you because your experience is valuable, and a lot of times people need to hear the same thing that they would hear from a friend or a coworker or their mom from you. People need to hear it from a stranger, and I'm that stranger for you today, but you're going to be that stranger for someone else tomorrow. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe if you want to see more. So you want to get paid to exist. I'm with that. Now I guarantee these two things will level up your personal brand. Number one being authenticity. Let's talk about it. Authenticity being showing up as your true authentic self. You want to start with your core values. What do you believe in? Whether it's creed, religion, you just got to know what you stand for, because this right here tells all, no matter what platform you put yourself on, people respect those who stand for something, or else you fall for everything. Establish about 3 core values. And when you have your 3 core values, then decide, what do you want your audience to feel from watching your content or whatever you're making? Truly think that if you were on the other end, would you watch this? And what would you be getting from it? We're gonna dive into that later. So to help you identify your 3 core values, you're in luck because I'm feeling generous today. Question number 1 being, who are you and what do you want to leave with the world? Because that shouldn't be so easily changed. Regardless of where you're showing up or how you're showing up, those things should be the same, consistent. Because at the end of the day, you want to evoke emotion in your viewers, you know, tug on their heartstrings. How does it make you feel? Because when you do that and you do it right, you get lifelong customers or viewers or whatever you want to call them. The next thing I want you to do is sharpen your focus. Allocate your energy on about 2 platforms. And to make it a little easier for you, you might want to pick 1 long form and 1 short form platform. I said form like 7 times. This gives you the chance to have variety, repurpose content, and I can go on and on and on. The way to separate the 2 is when it comes to long form, establishing high value versus short form, maybe on something like TikTok or Reels or Shorts. You are solely posting on there to build high engagement. You want to make sure that it's something you are engaging with regularly and also has a potential to bring engagement back to you and that long form platform, okay? Because when it comes to establishing your personal brand, you have to decide what is important and how it is important to your audience. When you have identified your core values and pick those platforms, bring yourself. That is what is going to keep people coming back. How you edit your content, how you emphasize, if you zoom in or zoom out, if you have text on the screen or if you don't. Next, you want to start the conversation. Like, what are we talking about? Is our content geared more towards education or entertainment? In our delivery, we want to make sure we're delivering quality over quantity. That does not mean that you have to have the best camera quality, the best lighting, the best whatever. Invest in yourself. I support it 10 times over. And start where you are. When you start where you are and you can master the level that you're at, when you elevate your equipment and your things, it's only gonna get better. But learn how to use what you got, and that will inspire creativity and resourcefulness, and you can't buy that. Trust me when I say answering these questions makes your life a lot easier. And now, on top of everything, to be clear and consistent. People don't want to waste their time hearing you babble unless that is what your content is focused on. If you are consistently babbling, someone's gonna listen. But most people are trimming their content, so there's no filler words, there's no pauses, there's no breaks, because at the end of the day, no one wants to feel like their time has been wasted or that they've been played with. When they click on your video, they want to see and know that their questions will be answered. And that right there, folks, brings us to the second thing that's going to level up your personal brand. Answers. Depending on what your content is like, people are always going to have questions and they're turning to social media, to Google, to YouTube to find the answers. So whether you're focused on education or entertainment, the question will still remain. It's either they want to laugh and feel better about themselves, or they want to know how to do something and they're looking for a solution. And it's up to you to decide what questions you are going to answer. Ideally, you want to start at a pace that is most comfortable to you. If you're just starting, posting once a week, that is a win. So start there. But when it comes to being consistent and walking in your authentic self, just make sure whatever you're selling, you can stand by. To be honest, people will believe who you say you are. You just got to make sure that you're consistent in your narrative, because if you're not, they will stop watching. If you're not, they won't trust you. And if they can't trust you, what are they here for? When it comes to building anything, you need a strong foundation. This is you laying brick by brick and saying, hey, this is why you should be on this side. So making sure that with each brick, with each video, with each bit of content that you post, you are putting your full essence into it, so that there is no mistaking that it's you. In this sea of ever-flowing content that is now the world we live in, people want to see the real you because your experience is valuable, and a lot of times people need to hear the same thing that they would hear from a friend or a coworker or their mom from you. People need to hear it from a stranger, and I'm that stranger for you today, but you're going to be that stranger for someone else tomorrow. And just know that how serious you take it is how serious others will. Next, you want to establish your audience and express your boundaries. In the age that we're in, everything is shown online, but some people prefer their privacy, so recognizing what you're comfortable showing and what you're not comfortable showing will kind of take some of that pressure off. And when it comes to knowing your audience, it'll help if you can say, oh, I'm looking to target women from ages 15 to 30 talking about self-care and mental health. That would be great. But if you don't know, that's also cool too, because in time, the algorithms will push your content out and you will find your audience. There are these great resources called analytics and you can look at them. So technically you don't have to know your audience, but it would be great to just establish some sort of ballpark or intention, because at the end of the day, you can look at your analytics. Thank me later. I love this one. Be yourself. I know you've heard it a million times, but I say this because the power of relatability is what sells. Woo! But I say this because regardless of what you're sharing, people want to fall in love with you. They want to fall in love with your quirks, with your jokes, like whatever it is. If your favorite thing is to wear jewelry and accessorize, they want to fall in love with you, and they want to be able to be like, oh, she would wear that, she would do that, or they would say this. Like, they want that type of connection with you, and so give them the ammo. Like blah blah blah. Show them your favorite things. Like me, this is T'Challa and he sleeps on my bed with me. Now you know a little bit more about me. I didn't have to show you that, but oh no, sorry babes. But by choosing to show you that, it makes you feel a little more connected to me. You know what I mean? And it's Black History Month, so Wakanda forever, baby. Showing up as your authentic self feels a lot more like work when you're wearing a mask. Just take it off and let yourself breathe. Because at the end of the day, people should be able to insert themselves into what you're creating or selling. You're establishing a relationship with them, so treat them like your romantic partner or your friend. It's like this: the more you share, the closer they get, the more they keep coming back, and their retention just keeps going up, baby. And you don't have to fight to get people to listen because they already love you. So whatever you do, try to be as clear as possible and do it consistently, because the more you do it, the less people will question and the less you will question. It'll just become second nature, and we all love patterns. They show up in our everyday life and in nature. Come on, don't let me start now. All of these are just things to think about. Take them with a grain of salt. Push the button, because there is so much information out there, so much content. Just start filming a video, put it out. Even if it's on private, just start practicing to get yourself in the habit. You'll thank yourself in a year, in a month, in 2 months, promise you. And whether you're looking to be a full-time creator or just keep this as a hobby, make sure that you're actively doing things that inspire you so you don't feel run down in the process. Because when you stop enjoying the process, you don't want to show up anymore, and then that messes with your consistency, and you're this and you're that, and you're back at square one, wondering where you should begin again. So allow yourself to start where you are. As you can see, I've used my space pretty wisely today. And don't be afraid to share stories. People are nosy. They just want to know. They want to be all up in your business, okay? So let them. You want to run at a pace that's not going to let you run out of breath, because your personal brand is who you are. You're in this for the long haul, the marathon. So show up. It'll take some time for sure, but just as you show up every day, bring that same self. And at the end of the day, the best way to reel people in is to make them laugh. Show them your sense of humor. Like, you find the funniest memes, or you have an amazing music taste, share those things. Put people on. They want to feel connected to you because they want to feel seen and heard. They want you just the way you are. Someone is waiting to see what you have to share, and I think you're going to be great at it. So take everything I said, keep walking in you, and that authenticity is going to allow them to feel seen, and when you answer their question, that's going to let them feel heard. So by providing these 2 things, you're going to level up your personal brand. And thank me later. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!